stage, you can do whatever you want. Nobody said anything. And it was a fun time. It was kind of a hobby, but I had a good time doing it. I wrote it all down and maybe give a couple copies to the people that helped me. And that was it.
to deserve it.
You look at her because you want to observe it.
Look at her because you want to observe it. over here? I think he wants you to notice him, but that's pretty much what he's saying. Well, you're right. To a degree, I guess it's nice to have people notice you to some degree. Anyway, Steve did nothing to deserve it. And you looked at her because you wanted to observe it. And we sat back, and we kept quiet. He just wanted to prove it, you know. She did nothing to remove it. We don't want anyone to mind us. So we played the rules. This time. She did nothing to conceive it. He got down because he wants to feel it. We learned that fucking
And honestly, at the time, as much as I loved the bands, I wasn't thinking I'm documenting something that anybody's going to care about later. There was no sense of the inherent value of recording this thing. I actually really just loved the music and wanted to be at the show. I think somebody like, say, Jim Saw, who was a photographer and was shooting photos for a long time, he probably had more of an understanding of what he was doing and why he was doing it, but I was just like a 15-year-old kid.
Seeing Fugazi here and seeing him out of the country was a completely different experience because, like, I asked Ian about it, and he's like, local shows, like, generations of people, the people and, their kids, and it's usually a benefit, and there's just a lot going on. And Mark Sullivan, who wrote it for them for a long time, would also say you haven't really seen him until you saw him out of town and even out of the country.
people up here are giving the head show for tonight? Okay. Okay, now you know. Everyone here knows, right? Hey, take off your boots. If you're gonna stay back in the do it barefoot, okay? That's cool. Because no fucking tough. Come on. Okay, it's a free mark. Hold on, everyone give me the finger real quick. Everybody. Soft pain, right? Okay, good. Now we know this is good.
Fugazi was invited to play this warehouse space, which was hosted by, an art collective in Dallas, Texas. Just as they were about to start playing, the fire marshal and all the cops swarmed in, kicked everybody out, said it was going to be impossible. Things were starting to get a little heated. I was there with my video camera, and Fugazi somehow convinced the fire marshal to let the show go on as long as they cleared out the space. So they kicked out all the kids, and it was like, a big loading dock is a kind of stage. Fugazi just cranked their amps up to 11 and, blasted their whole set while all of the kids outside in the parking lot, heavy metal parking lot, punk rock parking lot, were just like going crazy. And because I was there with a kind of somewhat professional looking video camera that I had rented from school, I was able to convince the cops that I was part of the crew, part of Fugazi's crew, and they let me stay in and shoot the show. And the music video that I put together, that was done as a kind of, editing exercise to do something in the style of an MTV music video, which probably came across a little cheesy. And even then, I remember my video professor criticizing me for being like, well, you had this opportunity to make a punk music video and you just imitated the style of MTV, even with the titles. How boring are you? In the early 90s, I was well known for making a queer hardcore zine called Positron. It was like a full-blown queer zine with articles about feminism and kind of queer space and separation, and I would kind of parody the macho, straight-edge image at the time. So it just made sense to me that the next issue of my zine, should be like a kind of video documentary. No one was really doing anything like that at the time. And even back in 93, 94, when I was first proposing this to people, there was actually some resistance among people in the punk community who still felt that television was, like an unredeemable medium of pop culture and, consumer brainwashing and everything like that. I spent all of 1993 just kind of running around the country with a video camera, shooting shows, not really much of a plan, just kind of showing up. If you showed up with a video camera in those days, it could actually buy you access, it would get you on stage. So when I showed up at Fort Reno with my video camera and hung around until I saw Ian, and I just went up to him and I said, do you think you have time for an interview? And right off the bat, he was just like, yeah, let's go do it, right now.
I think music is a currency. It's like a language we speak. It's a currency of things we trade. It's a soundtrack. It inspires people. That's important. That's an important part of the world. So when we say we're a band, we don't feel like we need to qualify that we're a band. If I was a baker, I would bake bread for people who are hungry. And if I was a carpenter, I would build houses for people who needed houses. As a musician, I can play music to support people who do that kind of work, or I can do stuff like I'm inspired by music. So I hope that somewhere along the line, people are inspired by mine. to meet the challenge presented to us by the number of people who want to see us. As it comes, we feel like we're not going to give in to the normal sort of routing, which is once it gets crazy big, give it to somebody else to deal with. I think we've always wondered, why do people always just, like, as soon as they get big, why do they just give it to somebody else to deal with? Why not hold on to it? Why not carry it out, follow through?
Hey, don't fucking kick people and don't punch people. I'm talking to you right there, alright? I'm talking to you and you. You wanna fucking do that shit? Get the fuck up on the football field, alright? I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, that's right. You know, I saw you two guys earlier at the consumer truck, and you were eating your ice cream like little boys, and I thought, those guys aren't so tough. They're eating ice cream. What a bunch of swell guys. I saw you eating ice cream, Kyle. Oh, don't you deny, you're eating an ice cream cone. You're eating an ice cream cone. Oh, you're bad now. You're bad now, but you're eating an ice cream cone. And I saw you. That's the shit you can't hide, you know? You got your fucking shit, but you eat ice cream. Everybody knows it. The whole fucking place knows it. Ice cream eating motherfucker. That's what you are.
And everyone professes to understand us or know where we're coming from, but what they really know is where they think we're coming from, which is okay. That's like when I talk to you, I'm basically handing you over my image, and you say, okay, well, portray it however you want. You know, I can't control that because you have the editing power. But I'm comfortable with that because I actually don't really care when it comes to people who are individuals trying to express themselves, like going through like fans and stuff like that. I don't think punk rock being popular is necessarily such a great thing either. In fact, I'm not sure if it's possible. I think that at a certain point, punk rock reaches a level where immediately, it's like if it gets too big, some kid somewhere, these kids are going to say, these boys and girls, they're going to say, fuck that. We're going to start over. We're going to do something on our own. We want to be a part of that. Which is, in a way, the only silver lining of all these bands that are signed to all these major labels. This feeding frenzy that's going on. It's kind of great because it's just lifted up this whole level of all these bands like sort of been signed, created this huge space for people to say, let's build something new, which I think is awesome. It's really good. I hope they do. I hope that people will always say fuck you. It's a really important thing to say.
Wow, you're on camera.
I'm trying.
What are you doing here? Oh my God.
Solo. as much of the world as we can playing live. And recording for us initially was just a way of documenting the songs, and it was kind of like giving people a schematic or a blueprint of what the songs were, and if they really want to see it, they should come and see it live. We got into music when we were, 13 or 14 years old, and we've been playing in bands since about that age. And just the kind of irony of being in the group that you weren't allowed to play in the bars because they wouldn't let you in because you were too young. I mean, that's something that always stuck with us. Or when your favorite band would come to town and you wouldn't be able to go. It's just something that we've always taken really seriously, that if we were going to do shows, we wanted to make sure that everyone could go.
I think it's great. Like, everybody loves music, and just because you're under 18, why should you miss out?
The fact that they make an effort to keep their prices low and to make their gigs accessible to people of all ages, I think that's fantastic.
They don't do the merchandise thing, and so it's like they keep everything at a low budget.
They do sort of have a whole philosophy behind them, it's something to really get into.
Like, keeping their record prices low and having their own record company and having all ages gigs and like no stage driving, they're totally like anti, the whole, what everyone else does, they're totally anti.
Everything we do, right down from the all ages thing to the door prices to the, self-management, like our own record label, all of it is so that we can feel totally comfortable and focused on the music.
I got a Sony hand cam, like a high 8 camera, when I was maybe still in high school, and the point of that was to get into filmmaking, but the thing it got used mostly for was for shooting live bands. To be going to see Fugazi, you knew that was going to be like a really important thing. This probably says more about me being a film nerd, but for me, the act of shooting them, that's living. That's a more lived experience than the act of actually just being part of the show. At least at that age, at that time, that's what I was valuing. And like all those shows, I always had a severe arm cramp that developed, usually about mid-set. And then you just learn to sit with that pain and just keep going because you've got to get the shot. Yeah, you kind of just do this, and maybe you tuck your other arm like under that there to kind of stabilize it. And it was interesting to, as I was archiving these tapes to put them online, to kind of revisit and see how my sensibility of how to shoot live bands evolved over the course of those tapes, especially the shooting with Fugazi. And that kind of is, something that listening to bands like Fugazi taught me, is that if you like being challenged, go towards that.
Hey, 1, 2, hey! that some